cool. It should say stop broadcast underneath.
Yeah, okay.
We're good.
Yep.
No, don't stop the broadcast.
This is truly new 10 days of
Okay, you guys, technical difficulties. Good. All right, now we're showing live. Think we're good? We're good, Matt. All right, cool. Welcome everybody to the hot seat. We're finally here. We made it. A lot of technical issues that gotta get going, but what a beautiful day to talk with my friend here, Harry Soo.
All right, man.
Great to see you,
Happy
brother.
to be here, and good news is I don't have to travel. Don't have to jump on a 737 MAX plane anymore. I'm sitting in my backyard, all safe here with CJ.
This is awesome, guys. I feel like I made it to the Taj Mahal. Met a bona fide celebrity, barbecue celebrity right here. Guys, the normal thing we usually do is, announce the chat, announce the moderators, all that. The only thing I'm going to do is say hi to my co-host, Kent Vandy Weir. Say hi to everybody.
How we doing, everybody? This should be a fun one tonight, that's for sure.
Definitely. Kent, I turned up my mic. Does that sound a little bit better?
Much better. Much better.
Cool. I had it low for, being a little bit close up for our normal ones in the house. But, guys, everybody in the Midwest and the East, I mean, you got to be a little jealous. I mean, seriously.
It's a balmy 75 degrees.
Yeah, it's a rough day. I have a sweatshirt on for some strange reason. All right, so I'm seeing a bunch of people in the chat. T-Roy, we see you. Thanks for the words of encouragement earlier today, knowing that I can't control my man here. Okay. He's going to show us how to do these beautiful steaks. So we're doing a couple things on this one. We're doing, obviously, our hot seat. We're doing our questions. But we're also going to be making these fabulous steaks. We're going to be – I'm going to let Harry talk about what we're doing.
You see, am I in frame?
I don't know. Matt? Yeah, he's in frame. All right, cool.
Frame? Okay, so – all right, so we have a couple of $100, well, maybe $300 worth of steaks here for Mr. CJ and for Matt to taste.
Can't wait.
And it's my obsession with aging of beef. So we have some steaks here that have been aged different ways. I'm going to post a video later about the umai bag aging compared with the cryo wet aging together with the butter aging, which I am fascinated with. And we're going to compare it against a benchmark. This steak is flown in from New York. It came through Snake River Farms.
That's crazy.
And it's a prime grade Wagyu aged in a special environment by prime food distributors in New York for 40 days. 40 days. So this is a dry aged piece of meat. It's over $100 for one piece of ribeye. And I'm going to have CJ cook it.
We're going to
taste it, and he's going to share with you the results after when I post my video.
So we're going to get through the smoking of this. He's going to show me how to prep them. We're going to smoke them. We're going to grill them, reverse sear.
Yes, we're going to smoke and sear. And I'm going to make him work. Unfortunately, when you're on my show or you're on my backyard, you don't get away with just talking. You got to kind of roll up your shirt sleeves,
I'm ready.
And he's going to season it. So we're going to have him season this because we need to get it onto the pit to get some smoke in it. The goal is to get it to about 110 degrees internal temperature. That takes about 30, 40 minutes. So while we're yabbing away with you, answering the question and stump the pitmaster, we're going to have the steaks cook.
Right.
And then once it's done to about 110 degrees, we're going to have CJ here. We'll teach him Harry's X-flip method to sear the steaks perfectly with some rosemary butter. So it's going to be a fun day today, and we're going to all enjoy the steaks. Okay, go ahead. Apply some of this rub on. Okay, as you can see, it says no smell-o-vision here, right?
Yeah, no, that's too bad.
Okay, all right, so that's about the right amount.
All right, cool.
And again,
put a little bit more. No gloves, huh?
Not so much.
Gloves.
Not so much here.
Not so much. I'm already messing up.
It's okay.
It's because I'm so nervous being in celebrity territory here.
He's getting a one-on-one cooking lesson with Harry.
People pay good money for this stuff, guys.
Not many people get a chance to do that, but today it's CJ's turn. I was with T-Roy and Baby Back Maniac and a whole bunch of other YouTubers, including David Parrish and Kris. All of us were cooking over the weekend together with Greg Mervich from Ballistic Barbecue. It was a hell of a fun day in Baby Back Maniac's home in Dallas. Okay, so just a nice even coat. So
and then I get dust some of this off.
So yeah, that's okay. So what you do is you a little higher, maybe about 8 inches. So you know when it's down here, it's hard to shake.
Right.
So if you shake it up here, it's a little bit more even.
All right.
So we'll do a tag team. He'll shake. I'll do a pat. Flip it over.
Little shake up here.
Whoa. Up there.
Watching that wind.
You guys can see that, right? I'm hoping he's
watching the wind. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. Okay, flip it over. Let's do this one a little bit right here.
All right. Well, this is insane.
Doing a good job.
This is insane.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
This one?
This is a $100 one, so.
Oh, we got to do this one right here.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna be eating it, so you better do it for yourself. I'll do it for Matt.
All right.
On this one too.
Oh yeah. And these are all what kind of cut?
These are all prime. So I wanted to standardize. These are all kind of prime steaks, so that we do a shootout of the different types of ways to age prime steak. All right. So we have a butter aging, a umai, a cryo-wet vet age, and then a professionally dry age all the way from New York. Okay, perfect. All right, so this is how it looks like.
That one.
Okay. This one here. There we go.
Almost like I know what I'm doing. Almost.
All right, so here we go. So here's the 4 steaks here, 4 sets of steaks. I'm gonna put it into the pellet cooker now, so that when it's cooking, we can sit down and talk. And
All right, so Matt, go ahead and take them over there.
This one first. We'll let that one go first. But this one is much thicker, so we'll let it run about 10 minutes. All right, cool. Oh, flew away.
Microphone check.
Okay, all right.
So this is what we're getting while we're doing things a little bit live. It's okay. It's a little bit different than what we're used to, but that's okay. We have a good time. Guys, if you have questions, same as always, put them in the chat at Daddy Dutch BBQ so Kent can ask the questions when I turn it over to him. Maddie, make sure the volume's turned up so we can hear Kent when he talks. Kent, I can hear you. Can I hear you?
Yeah, what's up, boss?
All right, cool. Test. All right, guys. So, like I said, a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, but this is gonna be a great time. I'm just starstruck. I don't know what else to say, so it's gonna be cool. Let's just start off. Are we keeping the temperature on that?
Who knows? We'll wing it, man.
We'll wing it. All right. Hey.
By the seat of the pants. Live fire cooking with CJ. See,
I love it.
He has a channel called Cooking with CJ. But you know, how often do you see him cooking and talking?
Yeah, I've cooked live a couple times just on that battle show, but it's a challenge for sure.
Today, pedal to the metal. We gotta multitask. We gotta watch 4 or 5 steaks going. We gotta watch the timing. We gotta watch the questions.
Yep.
You gotta keep me in check because T-Roy says so.
T-Roy said keep him in track.
Because you need to be able to handle Harry responsibly, right?
I love it, dude. We're definitely. I love it. That's so funny. All right, cool. Let's just start with a couple questions, couple easy softball. Obviously, we're in LA right now. It's a beautiful day. Where are you from, though?
Originally, I am from Malaysia, which is a country in Southeast Asia, and that country has a notoriety of flying airplanes in the middle of the ocean. So that's a little bit of a factoid here. And I used to fly for Singapore Airlines, and I used to be an airline pilot. I learned about the oil crisis back in the late 70s. For those of you who are as old as I am, I'm dating myself by saying that there was a time when you had to stand in line to buy gas. So if you don't remember or you don't know what I'm talking about, then you must not be in my age range. So I'm a dinosaur like my kids.
Matt's over there shaking his head. Let's see there. All right, cool. He wants to see the pool. T-Roy wants to see your pool.
Oh, cool. Okay, give him a pan shot of pool. T-Roy, I'm inviting you now online to come to my backyard and do a YouTube collab. I'll gather all the YouTubers on the West Coast. We'll pull in Greg Mervich from Ballistic BBQ and a whole bunch of other people. Come on by and we'll cook up a storm. I have a lot of different pits here for you to try. And we'll try to show you guys some California hospitality. I will definitely cook you some tofu and artichokes. How's that?
Oh, you'll make that guy eat tofu.
Yeah, and because I was on a TV show, they made fun of me when I first showed up on a TV show called BBQ Pitmasters a few years ago. Yeah. And they kind of dissed me because they put me in a group of 7 top teams in the world with 3 world champions. I was the unknown team from California. Right. And when I got on the show, what's the first thing they tell me? Harry who? Where is he from? He's from California. What does he know how to cook? Oh, tofu and artichokes. So I have the last laugh because on my rub bottle, you see, it's good for tofu. So there you go. I had the last laugh.
That's awesome, man. Good for tofu. That's great. I'm sure T-Roy would love some tofu. Not me, but tofu. All right, cool. So what made you go from airline pilot to what are you doing now and then YouTube creator?
Well, the journey is an accidental one. I arrived in America in the early 80s. I wanted to study, instead of being a pilot, I had to retrain for New Korea. I chose computer engineering. So I went to school, Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, and enrolled in the program as an undergraduate. First week in school, my classmate takes me out for brisket. I took one bite of that brisket, Texas-style brisket, and one bite of the Texas-style short rib, and I fell in love with American-style low and slow barbecue. I thought to myself, how can meat taste so good?
Right.
And I spent the next 20 years of my life trying to break the code of American barbecue because I have no pedigree. See, like my grandpa didn't teach my pa, and my pa taught me how to cook barbecue.
Right.
I attacked barbecue by way of brute force.
Yeah.
So you know that when you are in the gym and you have a gym locker, you want to break somebody's gym locker, all you need to do is go to the combination 000, 001, 002. Eventually what happens? You get the combination. So I figured that I can figure it out by brute force attack, and I would cook a piece of meat with salt and pepper. After that, salt and pepper, chili powder. Salt, pepper, chili powder, sugar. Salt, pepper, chili powder, sugar, garlic powder. So I built all these flavor profiles so I understand how seasonings fuse to protein.
Right.
And that's how I achieve slowly the pinnacle of perfection in barbecue.
All right. So with all that you've learned and all that experimentation, what would you call, there's Texas style barbecue, Memphis barbecue. What would you call your style?
I call my style winning competition barbecue because CG hasn't seen the garage yet. So he's piled to the ceiling with trophies and $10,000 checks.
Right.
So my idea is I do not cook for myself when I compete. I cook to win contests. Right. I'll give you a very good example. In the traditional contest, you would cook ribs a certain way to match a particular kind of Midwestern flavor profile. Right. Now, when I cook ribs for myself, right, I grill single bones and I eat with pico de gallo and lime. With just salt and pepper. So that kind of style of rib would never work, but I cook to win, and that's my style. Right
on. All right. That's I think you should call it California style.
We call it pedal to the metal.
Pedal to the metal style. I love it.
Say that.
You can say whatever you want on here. Trust me. Most of the hot seats.
There's no somebody in a delayed 5-second bleeper.
No. We just go live and say whatever you want. Okay. Trust me. Let's see. All right, so family life. I know. See you have a couple of kids running around, help you out.
I have a couple of kids. My son is 30, my daughter's 28. So they actually have to find out where dad is because dad's on the road on a plane every single weekend, and when they come home and they can't find me, they have to find me on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube.
That's awesome. Do they live here too?
My son lives here with me. My daughter is in San Diego, so. I'm basically, the king of my household until I leave and my son takes over. Right. And with the pool in the background, a lot of times when I come home, I see a lot of adult beverage bottles in the recycling bin, and I wonder what happens.
Now, do they help you with your channel?
They do not help me with my channel. So my kind of like the unusual situation is I like to cook, and my kids don't. So So it's one of those things that I will not pass my knowledge to my children. I will pass it to you because if you watch my YouTube channel, I have 130 videos covering 20 different topics. So I'm going to grow it to 500 videos because I am behind the 8 ball. There are folks out there, my friends included, like T-Roy and Ballistic Barbecue, who have hundreds and hundreds of videos. So I'm going to play catch up. I'm going to try to put out 8 videos a month when I can on every single topic out there.
That's awesome. All right. Well, I actually thought that your kids helped you do everything. So you do it straight, editing, promotion, all that stuff.
Yes, I'm an OPO, one person operation.
That's awesome. Man. That's so cool. I actually had to hire someone for this. Normally, and when I say hire,
if you guys you want to pan over, show them my helper. That's my helper right there. This one,
the camera.
That's my helper right there.
That's awesome.
It doesn't need overtime.
No,
doesn't call in sick. Works 24/7.
All I need to do is give him a couple of adult beverages, and he'll come along for the ride.
Usually.
All right. So we have one YouTuber that has, a couple of YouTubers that have a question that I ask every week. Okay, what music do you like? This is Mega Fred Zeppelin's question.
Okay,
music you like.
I will commit blasphemy by telling you I'm a smooth jazz kind of guy. So, hey, I find it relaxing.
Little Coast 93.9.
when I'm at work, right, it's pandemonium because I'm the guy who gets a rolled up newspaper when something goes wrong. Because my responsibility is I run projects for a major water company in Los Angeles. So my responsibility is 300 cities, 20 million people. So when things go wrong, they go wrong really fast and really bad. I oversee a team of project managers, so my job is to make sure that the water continues to flow in Los Angeles. So it's a high stress. So I use barbecue as a therapy, as a means of kind of getting away from my day job.
Right on. Well, the sun's just gotten down enough that I can take my glasses off.
Beautiful sunset. For those of you who are not watching, it's absolutely gorgeous sunset happening right there.
There is not a cloud in the sky right now. This is so beautiful outside. You got the nice hills that are all green because we had all that rain out there. It's beautiful, beautiful day.
Sunset here.
So Harry's actually filming for his own video with these steaks. So you're gonna see him kind of jumping up and doing a little bit of filming for himself. This is exciting because I also have Matt filming, which he should be doing, filming part of the interview too, and the cooking of the steaks. So I'll be doing a separate video on learning this stuff. So it's not just gonna be the live stream and the chit chat. I'm actually gonna do a video out of this myself, and we're gonna drop it at the same time with him. So collaboration, live, learning. It's insane. All right, so this is about where I usually turn this over to Kent. So Kent, do you have any questions for our esteemed guest in the chat?
Well, I got about 3 or 4 for Harry, but the first one is actually for you. You want to say, how does it feel to be in the hot seat? Clearly, you are sweating, CJ.
Well, I put this stupid sweater on because I thought it'd be chilly in the hills, but we're doing all right. I don't feel like I'm in the hot seat. I feel like we're doing good. I am in awe of the greatness that is with me right here, and I can't wait to learn how to do some proper steaks. But other than that, man, we're having a great time out here, and I've been looking forward to this for so long. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks, Jason, for putting his link in the chat. As you guys know, if you hit show more, you'll see the link for our guest, myself, our co-host Kent, and all our moderators. And Keith Bedtag, he's keeping score for us. We have 71 viewers in the house right now. Guys, this is some real stuff happening right now. Make sure you're sharing this on your social media, your Facebook, your Instagram, Snapchat, Flapjack, do whatever you got to do. Get the word out, get people in the seats and watching this thing for us, all right? All right, Kit, go ahead and ask the real questions now.
Okay. Since you mentioned his name, Mr. Keith Bettag wants to know, Harry, one person you would like to cook with that you haven't cooked with so far.
One person that I would like to cook with. I actually would like to cook with Darian from Cosmos Q. He's a good friend of mine, and he's a terrific pitmaster. I use his products also in addition to mine, and I would love to go cook with Cosmos.
Awesome. That would be a fun one. Bill from Chicken Fried Barbecue wants to know, how many competitions do you do normally throughout the year, and are any of them in Texas?
In my heyday, I would do about maybe 30 to 40 a year, and some of them will be in Kansas City. I'll leave my driveway 6 a.m. on Wednesday, get to Kansas City Thursday night, compete Friday, Saturday, drive home Sunday morning, get back to my house at 10 p.m. on Monday night and go to work Tuesday. Wow. So over my competitive years, which are 3 or 4 years, I won a lot of awards, and I wore 16 men. So 16 men who were my assistant cooks. Their wives told them, you are not going out with Harry anymore because you've gone out with Harry every single weekend. Over the years, more recently, what I've done is I've decided that, I've won so many awards already. There's no need to win any more awards. So I'm actually now giving away all my knowledge. So for those of you who follow me on my YouTube channel, you know that when I show you how I do stuff, I don't hold anything back. I tell you the exact secret recipe that allowed me to win 30 grand championships and 100 plus first places around the world. Wow. For those of you watching me, you know I don't hold back. I teach you everything, and if you ask me a question, I answer it as if you were my student. So my goal is to spread barbecue love, and I truly mean that, because I cannot take what I know with me. I want to pass it out to the world, and I want to pass the baton of barbecue love to you so you can spread barbecue love in this world.
That's awesome.
That is really awesome. So.
And then I also want to mention a little plug. I already have a great job working as I build data centers for a living. So a lot of net proceeds benefit the people who need it, such as Operation Homefront. So I want to make a shout out for Operation Homefront charity. Operation Homefront takes care of the troops, the families, and the veterans, and they need your help. So if you have a charitable cause you want to support, Operation Homefront is a great cause to support. The other one I want to give a shout out to is Save the Children charities, because every single day as we sit here and eat this $300 worth of steak, 20,000 children around the world die due to poverty, neglect, abuse. So if you can, help that charity. And the last one I love is the folks at Operation Barbecue Relief, who go out and help those in need whenever there's a major natural disaster. I went out to Napa Valley to help. I flew out to Florida and helped them cook 25,000 meals a day for Hurricane Irma. So I urge you to give back to the world. Don't just take, because one of the most valuable things in life you can do is give some of your time and some of your hard-earned cash and some of your love.
Love it. Love it. Jason or any of the other moderators, do me a favor and put those links to those charities in the chat if you can, and email them to me on the side so I can put them in the description later. We are big on supporting our vets on our show here. We make sure that, you know, if there's a vet on, we give our thanks, and we appreciate all our vets and first responders out there. So that's awesome for sure. Kent, go ahead, buddy.
Okay. Johnny Meggs at Pit Life Barbecue wants to know, Harry, what was it like taking down all the big guns in the Johnny Trigg showdown?
That was the most surprising day in my life because they shot the season finale in Dallas, Texas, and it was in a dude ranch.
Oh, really?
And it was reputed to be a dude ranch that John Wayne used to frequent.
Oh, wow.
And I was in awe because we showed up in the morning and we were put on a sloping hill. And I showed up in my minivan and a couple of Weber Smoky Mountains. Of course, you know, I had no respect. They put me at the bottom of the hill. So I look up in the hill and I see all these expensive jambos and all these different pits. And I'm like the low guy from California at the bottom of the hill with two little Weber Smoky Mountains. And then we find out that it's Johnny's event. So Johnny wants to cook meat that he's comfortable with, which is ribs. He's a 3-time world rib champion. And then they tell me they have 4 master judges. They're all from Texas and they all know Johnny. So I figured, you know, hey, I'll just do my thing and, you know, pack up and go and drive back to California at the end of the shoot. So when they announced that the team from California won, I almost fell off my chair. So truly, I was completely surprised that in that kind of an event where it's winner take all and no second place, for example, Myron said he wouldn't fire up his pit for less than $500. So we all put $500 each into the pot, winner take all. And I literally had to pry the money from their dead hands. I said, today, when I go out and I meet Myron and I meet Johnny, I meet Jamie, and met all the people, they still remember that I had to pry the money from their dead hands. So they always tell me, Harry, we'll get you the next time.
That's awesome, man. All right. Thank you, Jason. I see you got it in there. Appreciate it. Sorry, Ken, I'm going to interrupt just because I saw Chicken Fried Barbecue. Bill at Chicken Fried Barbecue dropped a super chat, $20 to put to the charity.
Wow.
So
okay. Thank you so much, man. What's his name?
Bill from Chicken Fried Barbecue.
Bill, I appreciate it. Thank you for the love. And these contributions will really greatly help all these folks out there.
Definitely.
I also want to quick shout out here. So you guys watch me on YouTube, right? And you know that I'm passionate about helping disadvantaged youth. I have a actual program on my channel that talks about a life skills grilling programs where we go out and help disadvantaged youth in America to pick up a new skill. So I want you guys to watch that video and download the kit so you can start the same program in your city where you spend about 6 hours on a Saturday pairing up with a social worker in your city to help at-risk youth to turn them around. When you're 16 years old, you should not be thinking about what gun to buy to pop your enemy. You should be thinking about what suit to buy so that you can get a job. So we have 50,000 at-risk youths in America that need help. So I want to kind of send a shout out to you to go watch that video, download the kit, and see if you can start a similar program in your city, because I will be teaching you how to teach through a series of videos I'm going to posting. So I'm going to say these are Harry's Teach the Teacher videos. So I can teach you how to run a 6-hour program for disadvantaged youth in your particular city. And that's coming up next.
All right. So Jason, he put the Operation Heroes. What were the other two that you mentioned?
Okay. Sure. We have Operation Barbecue Relief, OBR. We have Save the Children, and we have Operation Homefront.
Operation Homefront.
Yes.
Okay.
You found it? Okay, cool.
Well, no, he had Operation Barbecue Relief, Operation Homefront.
Yes, Operation Homefront. That's for the troops and the families.
The last.
Yeah.
So, Jason, if you don't got it, we'll watch the replay. I don't want to keep on that. All right. So, Kent, brother.
All right. James from Aim 'em and Claim 'em Smokers said just a comment, but he said, Harry, you're one of the top 2 barbecue pitmasters he looks up to. So
hey, I appreciate it, and James or Aim and Claim 'em. You know, we have cooked on several collabs, and he's a great guy. Always there to lend a hand and sharing his knowledge with the world. That's how we all should be. You know, I always tell people that, you know, the world is not a pie where if I get a bigger slice, right, CJ is going to get a smaller slice. So you guys need to understand love is an unlimited pie. So if I get a bigger share, CJ can also get a bigger share. So if you take a bigger slice of love, you're not going to take that slice away from your friend.
Right.
I want you to make sure that you guys understand it. You know, folks like us, me and James and everyone else, like T-Roy, we go out and we spread this gospel of barbecue love because we want you to be successful so you can continue and pass the baton on barbecue love to your friends and your family.
Right. So, like what T-Roy was saying is he started, you want to share your knowledge with the world. T-Roy said he started up his channel for his kid. You know, his kid was getting older. I kind of did the same thing. I wanted to do this with my oldest son. He's turning 18 next month. I want him to be able to learn how to cook and do some cooking from home. You know, he may end up at NYU. So I want him to be able to live on more than frozen mac and cheese and frozen pizzas or whatever. So that's why I kind of want to do this too. So that's great that you're willing to share all this stuff with them. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, Matt, can you turn on my camera? Yeah. We'll shoot little snippets.
Okay, I got one left for this round. Then I got to do some catching up here. I did see Bill from Chicken Fried put a comment in the chat here that OBR won the Houston Rodeo Cook-Off. So that's cool for OBR too. So
right on.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are super swell guys, and they set a really great example for this country about how kindness and charity and grace goes such a long, long way.
Right on. And guys, obviously you can tell we're not doing super chats tonight or super shots tonight. My man Harry doesn't want to mess with the thing, and we got to drive home at some point, so it's not very smart. But any donations or super chats that come through today, we'll put towards these charities, spread them out amongst them. After YouTube takes their hefty cut, we'll put towards them. So any profits we make. So I appreciate you guys are all willing to do this. We have such a great community, Harry, and these people are so very nice people to work with. So I got to tell you, I was jealous. I watched all the Instagram this weekend, watched your Facebook, and seeing Greg. You know, he's down the road from us here. You know, seeing Greg there and Kris from whatever. Someone said $100 for me to do a cannonball. Not gonna happen, Zach. Not gonna happen. Maddie will do it.
Okay.
So
give me 1 second. I'm gonna put the steak in the pit.
Okay, cool. All right, so watching you guys do your thing this weekend, and T-Roy, Matt's gonna take the camera over there so we could put the other steaks on. Thank you, Monica. So Monica, appreciate the super chat. Love is love is love. Damn straight. So, whoa. Oh, man, those steaks just look outstanding. I just can't. I can't believe I get to do this right now. Yeah, it's a beautiful night out here. I mean, it's turning into evening right now. It's a beautiful night. How am I doing?
General Diamond wanted to know if you do that cannonball for 1,000.
I might do it for 1,000. I'm not doing it naked. People will pay me 1,000 not to do it naked.
All right, back.
We're back. All right. So, do you have any more questions from the chat?
I have one more. It's from Never Trust. I shouldn't say his channel name. Never Trust a Skinny Chef.
That's
Shane. Harry, any interest in swapping hats with CJ at the end of the night?
Swapping what?
Swapping hats.
Oh, swapping hat. Yeah, we can do that definitely. I'm not sure that my hat will fit him. He has a
little bit of size.
Yeah, he's got a lot of brain matter, so I'm not sure my brain capacity matches his.
I've never heard that I've had a lot of brain matter. I've never been accused of being a big brain. So,
well, you know, I've heard through the grapevine that Harry's the nicest guy in competition barbecue, and I think he just proved it there. So,
yeah, that was delicate. All right, King, go ahead, buddy.
No, that's all I got for this round.
All right, cool. All right, so again, Matt Howard's Barbecue, Brian Horseman dropped $25 super chat. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
We'll make sure it gets to the right place, and this one's not going towards the camera fund. It's not going towards the whiskey fund or the vacation fund or the bikini waxing fund. This is going towards all the great charities.
Oh,
right?
No, did I just hear that? How do you even hear something like that?
Yeah, it's just, you can say whatever you want. So anyway, so thanks a lot, Brian. He's a past guest also. So
thank you.
Very cool, guys. Very cool. We're back to my questions here. I don't want to put you on the spot so much, but you go across the country and the world, meeting all these great pitmasters, is there any one particular one that you just got to reach out to when you get to the competition, or you got to try their, like Johnny Trigger's ribs, or is there one particular person you seek out to enjoy their food while you guys are doing your thing?
God, this is a tough question because there are so many great pitmasters out there in their respective categories, and I'm a big fan of whole hog because I don't cook it very often. So when I go to a contest, right, if there's a whole hog team cooking whole hog, I will be the first to step up and introduce myself and sample the whole hog.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm not so familiar with the whole hog teams, but whenever I have a chance, whole hog is the kind of meat I would like to try for myself. I cook a lot of the normal contest stuff, so it's just great. But for something special, I would love to be able to compete in the whole hog contest. I have a Weber Smoky Mountain. It's kind of hard to cram a 200-pound pig in a Weber Smoky Mountain, but I should try one of these days.
I think you should. I think you get a lot of views on that one. You should dig a pit. Do the pit style, like
I
wine
should
style.
do a pit style. Of course, folks like T-Roy and Baby Bag Maniac, they've got those beautiful LSG grills. I just have offset envy now. Yeah. So you guys are watching, right? If you're not careful, your pit may make it out the back door soon.
That's awesome, man. I'm totally envy of their stuff too. So, so you said you had over 100 videos on your YouTube channel. How long have you been doing it?
I actually started the videos accidentally. So kind of like my journey for barbecue is accidental. My coworkers saw the movie The Bucket List with Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson. They came to work and say, hey, we're a bunch of IT nerds. We should do something with our life before we hit the bucket. So one of my coworkers said, hey, why don't we just make a bucket list for each other to give each other a stretch goal? So they gave me a stretch goal because they knew that I like to cook barbecue. When we had the African-American fundraiser at work, my assistant is African-American. I would cook the barbecue and Janice would serve it. So all the soul brothers and sisters coming through the building would think she made the barbecue. I would stand behind her.
Nice.
So my coworkers knew that I knew how to cook barbecue. So they challenged me to a stretch goal to cook a barbecue contest, like the one that you bring a white styrofoam box to the tent.
Oh, right on.
So I went to my very first contest and I won it, and just how I got started as an accidental pitmaster.
Right.
So the idea is that when you are an accidental pitmaster, you have to go around the world and then try to pass on that love, because I always believe that if you have a talent, there must be a reason.
Right.
And the reason is you should not hold back and keep it to yourself. You should kind of give it to the world. That's how I feel.
I like that. That's very
okay, and I didn't answer the second part of the question, so just one more time.
How long have you had your channel?
Okay, so the channel became a mistake again, a fortuitous mistake, because one of my students here that I have in my backyard right here, where I teach classes twice a month, is Ricky Tran from Perfection. So he runs a knife sharpening YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
So I said, hey, Ricky, I taught you how to cook barbecue. Why don't you teach me how to sharpen knives?
Okay.
So I went to his home, and because he has the YouTube channel, he turned on his camera and said, hey, Harry, do you mind if I record us sharpening knives? So I thought, who would want to watch two guys sharpening knives? Is ultimately the most boring thing I can think of. We sharpened knives for an hour and a half. He posted the video raw.
Right.
And 50,000 views later.
Oh, goodness.
So I thought to myself, hey, if people can watch two guys sharpening knives, I can turn on my cell phone like this here, right here, right? And then record what I'm cooking, and people may watch. Right. And I'm just amazed that I started doing that consistently last year, and now I'm up to almost 45,000 subscribers.
That's insane.
Just like that. And all I'm doing is just showing you what I do. My production quality sucks big time because I don't even have a camera. I'm shooting my cell phone. Right. I edit using free software, and it's really kind of hokey, but apparently you guys out there, I want to thank you because you found it useful. And from all the comments that you send me, they know that I answer every comment. So I've answered 7,500 comments myself. So I show you my love because I truly want to pass what I know to you. Right. And I answer every single comment. And I don't believe any pitmaster out there with 50,000 subscribers can answer every single comment I do. Right. Sometimes multiple times. So you guys know, if you leave me a comment, I will respond. Maybe it might take me a few days, but I will get back to you.
I think, but
I will vouch for that. I left a comment on one of his videos, and I was like, what the hell? Harry Soo just commented back to me. I was like,
and I truly try to help you, and because I want to pass the baton to you, and I want you to continue to spread love in the world.
All right, so we got View to a Grill, and I'm sorry I forgot the name that goes along with that, but he just dropped $20. Harry, good job with the kids.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I didn't think we were going to turn this into a thon.
This is going to be like the Jerry Lewis.
Yeah, Jerry Lewis. Well,
We'll take your money now.
We'll take
Call
your money.
1-800.
The thing is, I got challenged. You know, they do the Facebook challenges and all that stuff. Well, I was challenged to do these chocolate, spicy chocolate thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and it's Coco Loca, something like that. Anyway, so you eat this thing and you pay $20 for it, and then $5 of that goes to prostate cancer charity.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do, I did it, and I conned my oldest son, to do it with me. So in a couple of weeks, we're going to do it together, and I'm going to do another thon, and all the money raised for that will go to prostate cancer. So
wonderful.
We're going to do stuff like that.
We need to stop stand up to cancer. And,
yeah, I agree.
A lot of us have had a very personal experience with cancer, and
Yes.
we just need to stop that terrible disease in its tracks.
I agree completely. You know, we talked about it earlier. What I'm going through, it's pain. We got $4.99 from Chilling and Grilling with Rob D from Alameda Island, so he's up north.
Wow.
James from Amen and Clayman, little something for the charities, $9.99.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Very,
Appreciate
very,
it.
very sweet. All right, so you've been doing it a lot. Jim Littler dropping Canadian money on us.
Wow. Okay.
$27.99. Thanks a lot, brother.
What does $27.99 mean?
I don't know. What is that in Canadian? Matt, Google.
Hey, you answered your own question. It's $27.99 Canadian. That's about 20 American.
Oh,
20,
wow.
okay,
Okay.
cool.
Hey, thank you, man. Love all the way from Canada.
We're gonna ask Siri real quick.
We really appreciate all the love from Canada.
Jim Littler's a great guy. He's very supportive of the YouTube community, and he's even sent Kent and Booger 500 US Canadian syrup.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that maple
I
syrup.
appreciate you guys for your support.
Yeah, that's awesome, guys. All right, so being that you've been doing the YouTube game for a little bit, someone wants to start out. Johnny Trigg comes up to you, says he wants to start a YouTube channel. What's the first thing you give him? What's the first piece of advice?
The first piece of advice is you need to know, first of all, that the reality of YouTube is a crowded space. So every 60 seconds, 500 hours of video is uploaded.
Yep.
And you really have to have a business plan as to what exactly you want to do. You know, if you want to do cannonballs in the pool, you just got to find out if there is a market for that.
I'm sure there is. People will watch.
People will watch it. So you can do the crazy stuff, or you can do what I do, because the only thing I know how to do is cook.
Right.
So I decided that it's focused on a strength. When you run a YouTube channel, you really have to be hyper niched. So for example, the genre is cooking. Well, that's not good enough. Then cooking. Then you go into barbecue. What kind of barbecue? You go into American barbecue. So now we've gone 3 levels deep. Then you go even 1 level deep, which is competition cooking. So I'm 4 levels deep in my niche. So my subscribers are rabid subscribers in the sense that they come to my channel because they are looking for a specific content. So that is the key, is to identify your audience, realize that you're not going to get 5-7 million viewers wanting to watch competition barbecue. But if I can get a few thousand dedicated people who like what they're doing, I can pass my message of barbecue love to them so they can pass it on to the world.
Right on. All right. Another super chat, $99.99 from AE, because helping matters. Thank you guys.
Man. Thank you.
All right. So you've been all over the world doing this. What's your favorite country besides the U.S. to cook in?
You know, I really enjoy working with kids. I think I have so many memorable events. I know that working with kids in London was fantastic. Working with mentally challenged kids in Australia was amazing, because you know, we know how to cook as adults, but when you try to pass on your knowledge to kids and they light up when they learn how to grill even a hamburger or grill a hot dog, it just kind of is really a priceless, rewarding experience. So I always encourage people, go out and spread barbecue love to the younger generation, to teach them this essential life skill.
Right.
I cannot tell you how many men come to my class because whenever there's a fire, there's meat, the man is handed the tongs.
Yeah.
And a lot of men are completely terrified and petrified because they do not know what to do with their pair of tongs. Because just because you are a man, you are automatically expected to know how to barbecue.
Right.
And that's not always the case. So
not at all.
Go out and spread love, especially to the younger generation, because we need to pass on our knowledge to the next generation to continue this tradition all throughout time.
Yeah. And you're so right about that. Up until last Father's Day, all I had was a gas grill, like just a little everything. I got Mrs. CJ got me a Weber kettle because I wanted a Weber, and then I got a pit grill. And so I love barbecue, and there isn't a whole lot of places in Southern California that have really great barbecue, right? So I decided I wanted to learn how to do it myself. And watching you guys, I call Kent constantly. He's a pro in Iowa over there, and I call him constantly. So that's huge for me, and it's true. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm gonna learn. I went pedal to the metal, full force. I want some barbecue. So we did get another super chat. Suburban Barbecue, Jim from Suburban Barbecue. He's a cancer survivor himself. He says F cancer.
More power to you, man.
So
okay, you're doing well.
Yeah, I've chatted with him a little bit about what we've done. So I'll ask one more question and we'll turn it over to Kent. Again, guys, if you have questions from the chat, at Daddy Dutch, and ask these questions for him. You have over 100 videos. There's one video that you could tell a person that's never watched your YouTube channel. What's the one video you would direct them to?
Oh, I guess as a man, you should know how to cook a steak. So, that's the most basic skill I think you should have. And out of the 130 videos, I do have a few steak videos. There's one that I show you how to cook a competition steak. I show you how to do the flip method, which CJ will do today under my tutelage. I've got all the necessary components here for him to do the X flip. So I would suggest that a man should learn how to grill a steak. Yeah. That's the bottom line. So go watch the SCA steak video. That one has quite a lot of views, and people seem to be polarized around it. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I hope that you will watch it and you will like it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. What are you doing, Maddie?
Can we set this up for the barbecue?
The light?
Yeah.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, it's right here. I think there's enough light to barbecue.
Yeah, we'll open it up. We're going to sear here.
We're going to sear. The smoking is there. Oh, which reminds me, I better go check the temp.
I'm trying to get the production done right.
I appreciate you, man. This is the first time I've ever had a helper with the hot seat. This is awesome. So I think I see a couple of new people in the chat there. If you're new to my channel, he's right. We do a lot of different things on mine, but it's all geared around cooking. I don't niche down that much because I just have too many interests, and it is what it is. So that kind of takes care of that other lightning round from me. Kent, you got any more over there, brother?
I got a list. Okay, first one, since he tried asking a question earlier, but Harry answered it, and then he put, well, never mind, in the chat. When you said the first thing you tried was brisket at the beginning of the show.
Your first time cooking.
Yes. Basically, I arrived in America 40 years ago. I went to Texas Tech. First week of school, my classmate took me out for brisket and beef ribs, and I fell in love with barbecue at that point.
Oh, yeah. Lewis was wanting to ask you that, but so we have a follow-up question from Lewis at Our Shack Barbecue. Excuse me, Harry, do you like pineapple on your pizza?
Okay, if the pineapple comes with ham, yes. That's a weird question.
Well, there's a debate if pineapple belongs on pizza or not. So
okay, well, for me, Harry goes on the record as pineapple and ham works well for Harry. And also, I will share you a secret. I like Spam. So I like Spam and pineapple on a pizza. So I'm a Spam guy. So in the coming episode, you see me do homemade Spam, just like I made the McRib. I got a few tricks up my sleeve to make a Spam. Gonna make something called Loco Moco. So I actually am transitioning my barbecue around the world because I love American barbecue. Mm-hmm. I also love barbecue from around the world. So I did an Armenian barbecue episode. I did a yakitori. I'm gonna do satay. So I'm gonna cook barbecue from around the world because I think that there's so much about barbecue that is yet undiscovered. So my job is to simplify, clarify, and communicate some of these best traditions to you.
I think you brought up Loco Moco. That's my favorite.
That's a favorite. Okay,
every time I go.
So when I make my what do you call a Spam, CJ's gonna come over and eat Harry's Loco Moco style.
Troy said it's going good. You got to keep Harry in check. And
keep me in check. Yeah, put Harry in a headlock and keep me under control here.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I every time we go to Hawaii, that's the first thing I do when I get off the plate. Yeah. So, and I did it with hamburger meat, and I did a brown gravy. And fried rice. I did fried rice instead of white rice. So, love Hawaiian barbecue. All right. So, go ahead, Ken. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, Harry, you had just said you were going to invite CJ back up for that spam dish. Joey B wants to know, how far apart do you guys actually live?
Less than 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
In traffic.
Everything in LA is 1 hour, so we're 1 hour.
Yeah,
apart.
1 hour away.
Everything in LA is an hour apart, so that's our standard response.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Because it could be 10 miles, but it takes you 1 hour to travel 10 miles.
Yeah, you were coming from downtown LA.
Yeah, I
right?
came from downtown LA. It's only 20 miles away, but it took me 2 hours.
Yeah.
And they criticize Iowa for having cornfields. All right. Pickles Barbecue wants to know, Harry, what is your favorite cheap dish to make?
Cheap dish.
My favorite cheap dish, I like to make dirty rice. You guys know what dirty rice is, right?
Yes.
Matt shaking said no.
Okay, no, okay. So dirty rice is a tradition, and it's super easy to make. When I'm on the road and I want to cheap eat, I just buy a tube of Jimmy Dean sausage, buy a bag of rice and put it together, put some water and cook it, and I have a meal. So I got my protein, I got my carbs, and maybe you want to throw a couple of green onions there for vegetables.
Vegetables, yeah.
Yes, very important there. Yes.
All right, go ahead.
AE wants to know, Harry, what is your favorite Mexican food?
Oh, I love the chili rellenos. That's my favorite. So I will, but essentially jump on a plane, fly across the country to eat some good chili rellenos.
I think Chef Johnny's going to make a comment here pretty soon saying that, he's got a video you can watch to make your own.
I definitely will check out his channel, definitely. And what is his channel again? You want to say it aloud? So
I don't remember his channel name. He's
style barbecue and cuisine.
Yeah, no love for Johnny, man. He's a super great guy. He made us that fantastic ancho chili pork taco. So you watch our collab channel. That was absolutely amazing. That kind of flavor of the roasted chili made into like a super smooth, semi like a mole kind of sauce. That was fantastic. Right. I really enjoyed it. So Chef Johnny, I'm going to go to your website and steal your recipe.
I'm sure he'd be happy with that. Actually, he sent me a text here about 5 minutes ago. He says, "Hey, did you get my question?" And I said, "No, just text it to me."
Okay.
So what do I do? Instead of reading it off my phone, I wrote it down.
Nice.
So, it's been a long Monday. So
it happens.
Okay. Rob D wants to know, Harry, have you ever been tailgating at the Oakland Coliseum?
Yes, I have. I actually tailgated with a good friend of mine, Kris Ellingham from the Virtual Weber Bullet. We did I think Oakland's double header, and it was super fun. We brought a whole bunch of food and cooked it for a bunch of friends and a whole bunch of strangers. We developed a little following after that, after everybody found out who we were, and we cooked a lot of food and fed everybody in the parking lot. It was a lot of fun. For those of you who are not aware, Kris Ellingham also has a YouTube channel now. So go watch his videos. He runs a fantastic website. When I first started barbecue, he was a great resource, and he's a good friend of mine. So go check out his websites.
Very cool.
All right. Speaking of Texas-style barbecue and cuisine, Chef Johnny, his question for you, which of your rubs is your favorite? And then he's got a comment for you. He's really enjoying that AP rub that you gave him at Troy's house. So...
Okay, cool. So I have been blending rubs for a few years now, and I blended to win. And I've been lucky to win first place in USA KCBS in the chicken category using a chicken rub. Also won first place brisket and sirloin using my beef rub. So the AP rub is a really good all-purpose rub. The chicken rub was optimized for chicken, and obviously the moolah beef rub has things like shiitake mushroom, citric acid, powdered Worcestershire. So I always tell people my favorite rub is actually the all-purpose because it's so easy to use. It works on everything. It even works on tofu. There you go. Tofu and artichokes. So I always tell people that, I had a last laugh. So please put it on some tofu and enjoy my rubs.
That's awesome. Real quick, Ken, we got another super chat, $10. Keep up the good work, team. Another great hot seat.
Who's that from?
Chandler Lyles.
Chandler, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. He's actually next Monday's guest. We have a special Monday hot seat again next week. We tried to space him out, but scheduling conflicts, we're doing that. So
is that a cooking one or talking one?
He's a kind of both. He has his parents have a barbecue company.
Wonderful.
Or a barbecue restaurant in Kentucky. And he was featured on The Prophet on CNBC. So it's going to be a great time talking with him for sure. All right. So, Kent, you said you had a list. I don't want to interrupt that much more.
Can I get that in writing?
No.
Okay. Jim EQ wants to know, Harry, any new rubs or sauces coming out anytime soon?
I have 3 products that I put out. I have 6 more that I want to put out. Unfortunately, my day job and my schedule is kind of holding me back. Folks really don't know that it takes quite a long time to develop a product because you have to develop it not just for flavor. You have to develop packaging. You have to develop a shelf life. You have to develop a distribution. But I have 6 other rubs that are in the works and 2 other sauces. And if I could just get some relief from my day job, because you guys know, I told you, right? I jump on a plane, I fly to Sacramento. It's 800-mile round trip commute on some days. And some days I'm just too tired. I just get a hotel room and stay there. So I've been kind of doing that for a while. I was voluntold, volunteer told, the famous thing.
Definitely.
And it's working out right now because we're doing some great things in this facility up north that benefits 20 million people. So I told myself that I want to do something that leaves a lasting legacy for my children's children. So the project I'm going to work on will probably be finished after I die, but that's okay. But it's a way to kind of give a little bit back to the world. And that's really what life is all about, is finding a way to give back.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right, Louis Calamatas, with all your barbecue journeys and the competitions you've done, is there anything you still strive to learn or conquer?
Oh, yeah, I strive to get better every single day. I consider myself a student of barbecue. I will be a student of barbecue for a long time because the more I learn, the more I realize how little I know. So what I can share with you on YouTube, right? I have 130 videos. I think I'm going to end up making 500-600 videos eventually, if I can still keep it up, is that the more I learn, the more I know how little I know. So I encourage everybody to become a lifelong learner. When you go to bed at night, ask yourself this question: am I a better person going to bed than I woke up in the morning? If you say no, you wasted the day. So don't waste any days, my friends, my barbecue brothers and sisters. Make the most out of your life. Make a difference, not to just yourself. Make a difference to other people. Because we can change the world to be a kinder, better, more patient and understanding world if we all, each and every one of us, tries.
You hear that, Kent? Kinder, nicer.
I haven't swore at you yet tonight. I think that
something
that's kind of an improvement right there. So
good point.
Follow-up question from Lewis on that. He with your smokers, what drew you originally to the Weber Smoky Mountain?
Oh, it's very simple. When I was given the barbecue challenge, my co-workers basically asked, "Hey, Harry, it's been 3 weeks. Why haven't you done your stretch goal, which is cook a barbecue contest?" So I brought in this application form to them and say, "Hey, look, I'm going to enter one contest. It's in Palm Springs." And they looked at my form and they say, "What did you call your team?" I call my team name the Bucket List because it will be a one-time throwaway name. I'm never going to use it again. So I said, "Hey, just get my coworkers off my back, my bucket list at work." So they said that apparently in the South, when you eat something you really, really like, it's so good you want to go and slap somebody. So since I'm a daddy, they said, "Why don't you call it Slap Yo Daddy?" My first reaction was, "That's a stupid name. Who wants to be Slap Yo Daddy? That's a stupid name." So I wrote it down on that piece of paper just to humor my coworkers. And I went to my very first contest and won it, and the rest is history. So it was completely, essentially by accident that I got into this business.
Right on.
That's awesome. All right, Bill from Chicken Fried. Speaking of smokers, what is your favorite smoker or cooker, Harry?
So to follow up with that question is when I had to cook that event, I had really no smokers. So I went to Amazon and ordered 2 Weber Smoky Mountains. They showed up on Thursday. I took them to the contest on Friday. I had no idea what I was doing. I packed my entire kitchen in my minivan, showed up, and then I started cooking, and all the other teams were looking at me like, where the hell did this guy come from? And he brings in 2 brand new smokers. So long story short, I had no idea what I was doing. I spent the whole night cooking, and the next day we turned in the entries, and we were lucky enough to praise reserve champion and first in chicken.
That's awesome.
So it was completely, if I had not won that day or done well, this would have been a one-time thing. So I always believe that when something happens to you in your life, there must be a reason. The reason that I am doing what I'm doing is not because of the awards. It's not because of the wins. It's really so that I can pass my knowledge to you. So you can take that knowledge and spread some kindness and love in this world.
I love that.
So that is my mission today. That's why you notice on my channel, I give everything away. Don't hold anything back.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you just don't hear that nowadays.
Because I told you this. My theory is the pie is infinite.
Yeah.
It's not a single pie that you have to share with people. Once you grow your slice, everybody's pie and everybody's slice grows. I want to make it that point because a lot of people tell me, hey, Harry, why are you giving away all your secrets? You're making people better than you. If you can beat me in a contest with something I showed you, more power to you. You know, in 10 years, I'm probably one of the more prolific barbecue instructors in the world because I have about 10 years of teaching classes. Now, when I first started teaching classes, it was completely by accident because my coworkers came to my house, knocked on the door on a Saturday and said, Harry, you're not going to say no, you're going to teach us a class.
Nice.
So I taught my coworkers, about 6 of them, a little barbecue class, and they went back to work and told the whole building.
Oh, wow.
Next thing you know, people are calling me and say, hey, I want to do a class with you. And then I say, okay, fine, I'll do 1 class a year. And I had people come in, and next thing you know, everybody jumped on me on the internet and say, hey, I want to learn, can you teach me? Now I teach on average 20 to 30 classes a year. And remember, there's only 50 weekends in a year.
Wow.
So I have been able and blessed to be able to personally train 3,000 over pitmasters in 200 over classes. And all these pitmasters are now going out in the world and spreading barbecue love. So I'm really proud that I seeded the world with so many children of mine who are now pitmaster brothers and sisters.
That's awesome. Jason, one of our moderators, Jason, do me a favor, put his website in there too, because that's where they can sign up for the classes, right?
Yeah, if you want to take a class, you know, sometimes the line's a little bit long, but if you're patient, we'll get you in because I really want to pass on my knowledge to you. A lot of my counterparts, right, they teach classes with 80, 90 people in front of a TV screen. My class is one-on-one personal, so I pass my knowledge to you directly. And my classes have only about a dozen people. And people always ask me, hey, you could teach 80 people in a class. I say, no, that's not my purpose. My purpose is to transmit my energy and knowledge to you one-on-one. So I try to transmit some of that on YouTube, but it's not the same. When you cook with me, it is a different experience. You can ask CJ. He's sitting beside me here. When we cook, he's going to get something out of it that is beyond watching a video, reading a book, or listening to me.
Well, I got to tell you, I was one of the ones that tried to get in your class. We'll come back in a second.
Yes.
Mrs. CJ did try to sign up, and it was a long wait. We couldn't get in, right? So when I told her that I was going to be interviewed, she's like, I know that guy. And she doesn't know anybody, you know, in the community except for, you know, Kid and all them. She's like, I know him. I tried to get you a class. I'm like, you tried? Why didn't you see? So now I'm here. I get the class now. I'm excited.
Yeah. He gets a one-on-one, and we're going to make him flip 8 steaks.
8 steaks. I love it. All right. So T-Roy Cooks just dropped a $50 bomb in there.
Hey, T-Roy. Really appreciate it,
T-Roy,
man.
you're giving your knowledge away for our youth.
Yeah.
Gotta love that. I've learned from him too. Much love to you, Harry. So that's coming.
Love back to you, Troy.
That is awesome,
you,
T-Roy. That is so cool. Yeah. Okay. So Jason, thank you for putting that link in there. That is so cool. Ken, go ahead, buddy.
All right, Harry, there is, I had to scroll up to find this comment in the chat, but Lady of Q Competition Barbecue with Sylvie Curry. She said she took your class in 2012, and that is what launched her solo pitmaster career. So you have one of your former students in here also.
Hey, Sylvie, awesome. Shout out to you. You know, I'm so proud of Sylvie. She's one of the, I believe, one of the, you know, first or second pitmasters, grand champion pitmaster in California. She's a sweetheart, and you know, her and her husband, you know, Greg. We really go back a long way, and I always tell people that we pass the love on to you, and you pass it on to other people. I know that Sylvie started her own YouTube channel. Sylvie, I wish you all the best in the YouTube channel. We should do a collab one day. I want you to also do your thing and reach out to the world and spread love in your own special way. So thanks for stopping by my channel and supporting Slap Yo Daddy over the years. And it's folks like us that need to create a grassroots support system so that we can seed the whole country and the whole world with some barbecue love.
Right on. All right, Kid, before we start, I just saw her make a comment right now. She says, thank you, Harry. Guys, if you hit the 3 little dots next to her name, you can go to her channel. Subscribe to her. We got over 70 people in the chat right now. Show Lady Q competition some love. That's awesome. Sylvie?
Sylvie, Lady of Q.
Curry?
Sylvie
right
Curry,
on.
Lady of Q, yes.
Welcome. I'll definitely check you out too. That's awesome. Kent, go ahead, buddy.
All right. Pickles Barbecue wants to know, Harry, what is the best rub for pork shoulder?
Oh, Slap Yo Daddy all purpose. That was a loaded question.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah.
I was just
kidding aside, right? I use that to win 3rd place KCBS. So it's not too shabby to win 3rd place in the nation for pork in KCBS because we know all the good pork cooks come from Iowa. So
Oh,
Ken
I
Kudos to you.
thought all they did was make corn in Iowa.
Yeah.
Soybean.
So, West
Don't
Coast
forget the
people like
soybean.
pork. Yeah, you need to up your game. So yeah, it was a loaded question. It's the all purpose.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Okay. Statement here from your friend T. Roy Cooks. He says he's going to buy Harry a good camera so you don't have to use that phone anymore.
Yes, Roy. Maybe I can do one of your hand-me-downs. You know, actually, this thing here, right? This tripod is from Baby Bag Maniac. Right?
That's
from
awesome.
Justin Westhaven. So he gave me his tripod. So this is the kind of love you have in the barbecue community that another YouTuber gives you his original tripod with a lot of mojo, and I'm using his tripod on a daily basis now.
Perfect.
So
off. So you can turn it off because we run out of memory on my phone. So save some for the steak cooking.
yeah, right.
Okay, it's off, right? Okay, cool. 1 minute. Let me check the steak.
Yeah, we gotta check them steaks.
All right.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah, we're taking the camera back over there, guys.
Uh-oh. We got meat coming off.
God,
God,
I hope you guys are jelly.
This is killing me watching
I
him do
know.
Can you see that? Can you see this? Can you see this?
Oh, yeah, we can see it.
You can see it, right? Okay, here's the $100 dry aged one here.
Say, Harry, I'll give you my address. Just FedEx that overnight to me, would you?
Yeah, we should. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna move it over here. Can you follow me over here?
Yep. Just be careful. Sorry, guys. Live cooking.
Yeah, we're doing live cooking. So, CJ, come over here. We'll get you started here.
Are you cool?
Now, you need to give them the disclaimer that we're gonna cook, but we're gonna eat off camera. So,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to disappoint people because it's not good to have full it's good to have full disclosure here.
Yeah, guys. So again, we're going to cook these steaks right now, but we are not eating them live because this is, like we said, this is the wet your whistle for a collaboration video that we're doing. That'll be out in a couple weeks. So look for that. Okay.
We are going to show him how to do an X-flip steak. You see me do it many times, but TJ is going to get a one-on-one with me right now to do that. We're just heating up the grill grates right now here. So while we do that, we can continue to answer questions while we do that.
Okay. So Ken, go ahead, buddy.
Okay. Well, with what you're doing, Phil at Daddy Cooks wanted to know, Harry, do you prefer reverse sear or direct?
Reverse sear is good. I like to smoke my meat from cold, so there's a long temperature gradient. So meat comes out of the refrigerator around, say, 36 degrees. I like to smoke it till the total temperature is about 110 on my steak before I char it and grill. So you get a little bit of that smoke penetration. I always tell people, when you cook steaks, remember Harry told you that don't put any oil if you're smoking because the oil clogs the pores. But if you are going to grill your steak, it's okay to let the steak rise to room temperature. You can apply some oil before you grill it. But when you grill, it's okay to use oil. When you smoke, don't use oil. And use that long temperature gradient for the smoke to penetrate meat. Don't take my word for it. I want you to go and prove it to yourself by doing a test. Cook one steak smoked and seared, and cook one steak grilled from room temperature to see which flavor you like. I like meat that is kissed by smoke, and that's the preferred method for cooking. So you notice these steaks here? We basically smoked it for about 30-40 minutes or so to get some nice smoke on it. And then we're going to sear it now to get a nice diamond grill marks to get some professional SCA style marks on it. I'm going to show CJ how to do so.
I'm excited.
and all this meat is going to be eaten by CJ. So if he does not leave my backyard with meat sweats and food coma, I have not done a good job. So there must be at least, I don't know, maybe 5 pounds of steak here, easy. Right?
I think I'm taking some for the road. We're going to be eating it on the road.
Yeah, so you're gonna eat it and take it home because I need to get rid of all this food because I'm hitting. My call time is 3:45 a.m. I got a 4:50 boarding time tomorrow, so it's gonna be a long day hitting Sacramento.
So I just saw a comment from Troy. You said you need a Gabby grill or a Santa Maria style grill.
Yes.
I talked to Junior at Gabby Grills, and he is in the central Central
Now,
California.
yeah, right here. He's in
But
California.
he comes down to Fontana
Okay.
a couple times a month, so he has them there for us. I told him the next time he's in town, I'm gonna grab one because I want one, and I'm gonna try to actually get him on the hot seat to explain what his process is behind it. So I know Troy loves his, and I know Justin for Baby Back Maniac tried to steal his.
No, actually, Baby Back has one.
Oh, he hasn't done it? Okay.
Yeah, we cooked on it on Saturday at Baby Back Maniac's backyard.
Right on. Can you still hear us? Okay, I have the microphone a little bit further away from us.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You
cool.
want to hold it? Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine with it. He can hear us.
You sure?
Yeah.
Testing.
I trust Kenny. I trust Kenny.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, go ahead, Ken.
Okay, I have one last question, and it is from Mr. Keith Bettag. Harry, Memphis in May, how does that rate towards or rank towards the other big, the Open, the Jack, Kingsford Invitational? Where does Memphis in May rank? Is it the best big one, Crown Jewel, or?
Okay, there is no such thing as the best barbecue contest. There's only best barbecue contests, plural. So the Memphis MIM is a special contest. I always tell people that if you are a pitmaster, one of the bucket list contests you must cook in or compete or visit or hang out in is Memphis in May. It is this crazy pig fest by the river, and you can cook whole hog, pork shoulder, or ribs. And I was fortunate enough to cook on John Willingham's team in that event. And I'll tell you a very quick story of how my crazy life has started. Because about 20 or 30 years ago, I read, I think, the very first books on barbecue, the John Willingham Championship Barbecue. And that kind of got me started in the barbecue world. I always wanted to meet John Willingham. And I thought to myself, before I go, I need to go visit him. And I found that he cooks in Memphis in May for many, many years. And I knew some friends, Derek and Rick Fugino from the Pacific Northwest Barbecue Association. So they hooked me up to get on to John Willingham's team.
Right. Wow.
And I bought my airline ticket, got my hotel, got everything ready. And then I was getting ready to go to Memphis to be a dishwasher, just to hang out in his shadow of the greatness of the legacy of John Willingham. And guess what happened? 3 days before I leave, he passes away.
Oh, no.
So it was really a shock. And I thought, what do I do? I bought all my airline tickets. So what do? Do I fly to Memphis and introduce myself to the family? Say, hi, you don't know who I am. I'm just this guy from California, but I worship your dad. And he was just one of the people who started me off in barbecue. Can I come and just help you and express my condolences? So guess long story short, I flew to Memphis and I went and introduced myself to the family. And apparently they knew who I was.
Nice.
And they said, well, we have something for you. John, who passed away, would want his entries to still be made for the Memphis in May. I say, oh, okay, cool. I'll be willing to help, prepare the entry. He says, no, you are going to prepare the entry. I say, what? So they pointed me to John Willingham's trailer, and he says all his rubs and sauces are in there. Go in there and figure something out.
Wow.
So I thought to myself, oh my God, I went there as a dishwasher.
Right.
And to have this, express my condolences after I found out. And next thing I know, I'm being pushed into his trailer. So I'm standing there in the aura of his energy and his greatness, being asked by the family to do something with the rib entry. So I told myself, wow, I never imagined in my entire life that if I could make up a story, I could make up such a story. So long story short, I told them that I was going to cook some ribs the way I would think John Willingham would cook using his rub products. Right. And I said that, well, I typically sauce my rib. And they said, oh, that's not permissible because John Willingham would never sauce his rib. He turned in dry ribs all over the years. So I said, okay, well, I can do it, his way. But then the family said, why don't you do this, Harry? Why don't you mix up 3 sauces and let us taste and maybe we'll change our mind. So I made sauce A, sauce B, and sauce C. And I put a little cocktail napkin, A, B, C. Right. And the family tasted the sauce. They like option C. So I decided that I'll cook it and we'll make it ribs, option C with sauce. Guess what happened? They had a top 10% finish that day. So I was just completely amazed. And after the event, right, we wanted to go to his funeral. So I'm filthy with all this smoke and dust and sweat and everything and didn't bring my suit. And you know what they told me? The family said, why don't you all pitmasters go to his funeral, go to the church and stand in the back. So we went and paid our homage to him at the back of the church, all kind of stinky, but they let us come into the church and we paid our homage to a great man. So I always tell that story because I want to tell you that when you start your journey of barbecue love, and you do it with sincerity from your heart, when you toss that boomerang of barbecue love out to the universe, that boomerang of love will come back and hit you on the side of the head in ways you cannot possibly imagine. And I had stories after stories after stories to tell you. We have time tonight. The crazy ass barbecue journey I've been on. Wow.
Wow. That's one of the guys in the chat, who was it? Let's see. Tom's Food Factory. It says Harry's stories sound like the plot of a TV show.
Yes, and then when you go to my food blog on my website, I actually have pictures and the full story. So I just gave you kind of the Reader's Digest version. So, but if you want to read what happened at that event, I'll send a link to you, and you can read all these stories. I've been writing a food blog for 10 years, so I have dozens and dozens of articles I've written over the years. More recently, I've switched to the video format because I realized nobody knows how to read nowadays.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Right? Nobody wants to see pictures. They want to see moving video. So we got to keep moving.
That's funny.
All right. You got time for one more here, CJ, or no?
Yes, do one more, and then we'll have him cook some steaks because I can see him salivating right now. He's drooling all these beautiful steaks here.
Okay. Phil from Daddy Cooks wants to know, why is Harry's hat better than CJ's?
I got nothing. I like my hat. I keep waiting for Chef Johnny likes to give me crap about my hat.
Oh, yeah.
And I keep telling him, if you send me a cowboy hat, I definitely rock it. But
Now, my hat has to be a cheap hat because when I first started in barbecue, I bought my hat from the truck stop. Nice. And I wore it to Kansas City, and that was my lucky hat. So from now on, I buy hats at truck stops. So when you go to those Loves or truck stop, this is where I stop, and I'm on the road on I-40 going towards Kansas City. I'll pull over to a truck stop and buy a hat. So over the years, I've worn a few hats, but I always try to buy my hats on the truck stop. So I'm not in the highfalutin where I buy like a $100 hat. The cheaper my hat is, the better.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Because that's the kind of person I am. I'm a cheap guy.
Nice. Okay, so I thought about my hats come from a shop in Las Vegas because I love Vegas, and they are close to $100. But I never wear these usually while I'm grilling because I don't want them to smell like smoke.
Smell like smoke.
But I'm willing to rock it.
All right, so if you want to move the camera over here, I will have CJ pick up a piece of meat. So why don't you pick up the $100 one right here?
Oh no.
Now, okay, let me rehearse with you, right? So if you take a hand here, right? Okay. So we're gonna put the steak on 2 o'clock first, 2 o'clock position.
Okay.
After 60 seconds or so, we're gonna flip it over at 2 o'clock.
Okay.
After 60 seconds, we're gonna flip it over to 10 o'clock.
Got it.
And then at 60 seconds, we're gonna flip it to 10 o'clock. Right? Just pretty simple. One more time, okay? 2 o'clock, okay? 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, right? Okay. So this is the beautiful one. Pick this up and place this right here. And in the 2 o'clock position.
So is this 2 o'clock right here?
Yeah, that's close enough.
Don't drop it, CJ.
Can you guys see? Okay, pick this one up now and put it here. 2 o'clock, please.
These two? All right.
Bye. 2 o'clock, and the other one also. Okay. All right, pick these two up and 2 o'clock here. Here we go. Okay, I see the light.
Right.
Okay.
I know.
So we got to maintain the key because we can put it back in the same order.
Oh,
so
got it.
I know kind of like which is which.
Okay,
all right, so about 60 seconds, starting the clock. All right, do some food porn right now and then keep it going here. 48. All right, so while we're doing it, let me explain. Okay, so the way it works is basically if you put an OK sign, right? If you press this part here, right, this is rare. Are we on? Can you see?
Yeah,
you guys see my hand? Okay, cool. All right, good. Okay, so this part here is OK sign. This is going to be rare. If you move one finger over, this is medium rare, this is medium, and this is well done. Okay, that's how you tell when you poke it with the tongue. So I'm going to touch you with the tongue, and this is rare. The other way to do it also is clench your fist like so. If you push this part here, it's loose, this is rare. You clench it lightly, it's medium rare. A little bit tighter is medium, and fully tight is well done. That's how you do it. Or you can use a thermal pan like so. And I like to cook my steaks to about 128 degrees. So you can use a thermal pan. So it doesn't really matter what you want to use, as long as you're having fun.
And that's your own thermal pan.
This is my own thermal pan. So what happens when I taught in London, the founder of thermal pan is British based.
Oh, really?
So he made like 80 of these thermal pans for the students, and he gave me a couple of thermal pans. I'm one of the few teams in the world with the original logo embossed on the thermal pan. So you can see this is quite old because it's kind of faded over time. Right. But I'm so happy that he acknowledged my team. He put it in my color because this is my winning color. It's orange. All right. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna show you what to do. Pick up the tongue. All right. We're gonna pick up the steak, right, and put it back in the 2 o'clock position like so. Okay, same all of them. So everybody watch food porn right here. Instagram. Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay, this one there.
Got that one.
2 o'clock. Perfect. 2 o'clock.
Oops.
Okay. More. All right, we're gonna do 60 seconds or so. Okay. We're gonna brush it with some butter.
I was about to do it with my hand.
Oh no! Don't burn yourself. Okay. We want CJ to go home with intact fingers.
Oh, this is awesome, man. I can't believe
Okay, go ahead. Drizzle. The butter is very hot, so do not burn yourself. Please, okay?
I won't.
I do not want to have to take out my first aid kit here.
Rub some dirt on it, get back in the game. No worries. This is awesome.
Okay, so we're feeding it for 10 minutes. It's about right. Let me do it the scientific way here. Let's see here. Okay, so right now we are at 119, 126, 130. This is done. Okay, so go ahead and flip that in the 10 o'clock position, please. Perfect. Hold it right there. High fire cooking this. Turn this on, please. Turn this one also. Careful, don't burn yourself.
Yep.
Live fire cooking.
Piece of cake. Piece of
Turn
cake.
this one also. Turn yourself. Turn this one.
Smoke it.
Okay, careful, don't burn yourself. All right, here we go. All right, and then the last round, go ahead, drizzle some more butter. Careful, you don't burn. Okay, so do not burn yourself. I do not want to
I have fun.
have a liability with CJ here. That's looking good, man. I wish you could smell all that wonderful meat grilling on the stove with the rosemary butter being brushed on top here.
I gotta tell you, dude, Mrs. CJ is gonna be all over me tonight.
All right, so okay, go ahead and flip it back into 10 o'clock position now. You should see a beautiful diamond grill marks here.
Look at that.
Okay, all right, pretty good. Okay, go ahead, flip it. Live fire grilling.
Love it.
All right, and the big one. Be careful, don't burn yourself. Okay, here we go. Dribble some butter on it. More butter. Okay.
Kent, how's this coming through on camera over there?
Okay, guys, can you guys see?
Oh yeah, we're
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, all right.
Am I doing all right, Kent?
Yeah, just don't burn yourself. I don't know if you've been told that yet.
No problem.
All right, so let's get it off now. So help you go.
You know where you're all good, all right?
Here. My ones.
Hey Harry,
Yes.
Troy wants to know what brand of grill you're cooking on.
Oh, this is the cheap Costco one. So
Kirkland.
it's the Kirkland brand. So I don't have anything fancy, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, I spent all the money on the granite countertop, so I kind of bought a $500 grill, but I put the $3,000 worth of granite countertop around it. So. All right, I'm just touching it with some butter here. More butter is good. When you cook steaks, it's very important not to let the steak dry out, and when the steak comes off the grill, really want to brush it with butter. You guys are hungry, man. That's a lot of food.
I'm hungry.
I don't want to hear about it.
It's gonna be a carnivore. Thank you, man.
It's awesome, Eric. You guys, I'm so excited right now. This is insane.
All right, well, so let's sit here and rest. All right, let's continue on with the interview. Sit over there.
Okay. All right, man. You turn this one off.
I turn it off. Yeah. Let me go ahead and shoot some B-roll of the steaks that you made.
Sure up.
You don't mind?
No. Guys, we're taking just a quick couple minutes
Technical break
break.
here.
If you guys have questions, again, we're gonna wrap it up relatively soon. But I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I wish we could stay on all night. I really do, but unfortunately, like Terry said, you just gotta,
It's gonna take the steaks at least 20 minutes to kind of cool down.
Okay,
so we
got
never need to
time.
talk a little bit more here.
Okay, good.
If
Say,
you have
CJ,
questions, it's okay.
read Tom's Food Factory's comment there, would you please?
Oh, okay. Your bonus this year should be a plane ticket to Harry's barbecue class. Yeah. Okay.
And move your microphone back up by you.
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you can crowdfund it too.
Oh yeah, we'll set up a GoFundMe page. Oh yeah. Thank you, Keith. Yeah, this is awesome, man.
Good night, Keith.
Go ahead, buddy.
I just said good night to Keith. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you, Trademark. Okay.
We good, Matt?
All right. Well, we can go probably another 15, 20 minutes. While we let the steaks rest.
All right. Kent, do you have more?
No.
Okay.
Okay, good. We'll finish the interview questions. So
All right, cool,
get through the list here.
All right, we'll get rid of those. Those make T-Roy mad. All right. What's kept you on the grind? What's the end results? Where are we going to take this? Are we going to Food Network? What do you expect out of this besides sharing the love with the world? Is that it?
Well, it's very simple. I really want to try to make a difference in other people's lives. If you're a backyarder, if you're a competitor, if you are an at-risk youth, if you want to just afraid, you're terrified because you handled a pair of tongs. I want to create content that what we call is classic.
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Like if you have kids, right, that don't know how to cook. Like my kids, I shot a little video for them on how to carve a turkey. So when I'm dead and gone, and that one day they have to cook a turkey for their family for Thanksgiving, they don't know how to carve a turkey. They say, Dad did leave something behind.
Right.
It's kind of like a Superman, right? They left the crystals in the North Pole, and
you need to ask a question. And grills.
Yes, I just leave my knowledge behind because the information that I'm going to teach you on my channel essentially is timeless. So you can use the information I provide, so you too can master barbecue and become a black belt. Can you imagine you watch, like I have 15 videos just on how to cook brisket. So if you take the time and you want to binge watch like my brisket playlist, after you watch those 15 videos and with a little bit of practice, you can go out to any contest and kick ass. I have people telling me they watch my videos and they start winning first place in contests. For example, I have this team from Australia. They watch my SCA steak contest, how to cook steaks. They won the challenge to come to America. So with one video that they watch, they use the techniques and they won the Australian Championship. They're now coming over to America to compete in the World Championship. So talk about like ideas that work. That everything I show you can be tested, because when you take it to a contest and you win, that I'm not holding anything back.
That's awesome. We've had a couple requests for the pool lights. Can the pool lights come on?
Oh, okay. The pool lights need work, so I have a little electrical shortage. So Matt was here trying to fix my GFI. So I do have a GFI problem with my pool. Why? Because it rained in California.
Oh yeah.
It's like duh, we don't have rain here.
Going down too.
Yeah, my electrical systems in the house are gone haywire. It actually rained here. And things got wet.
Yeah.
We're used to just being like in the desert. We have less rain in California than we have in Morocco.
Oh yeah.
That's how dry we are. We live in the desert.
But if you look right now, obviously you can't look right now, but earlier when we got started, we're in the hills here, but there's tons of green everywhere. Lake Elsinore, have you heard about that? The poppy bloom, the super bloom is what they call it. The native flower to California is the California poppy, or the golden poppy, and it is just bloomed all over, and it's caused huge traffic uproar. Someone got bitten by a rattlesnake last weekend, so they had to shut it down. It's a little city that it's in, and it's causing so much chaos, but it's so beautiful out there. All right, so no favorite drink. All right, so Christy's Cooking Channel is another one that we give a lifetime question to. What is the best thing and worst thing you've ever cooked? It didn't have to be on video or in competition, just in your lifetime. Best and worst thing.
Best thing that I have cooked was my beef martini, shaken not stirred. That was cooked for the Ranchers Reserve Nationals Challenge, and I won first place. So that was worth $5,000. So
beef martini,
shaken not stirred, like James Bond.
Right.
So what I did was I took some beef sirloin cube provided by the sponsor, and I marinated in a papaya green skin tenderizer, natural tenderizer. And I concocted a whole series of soy and sweeteners to it, and then flambé with vodka. And I served it in a martini glass, like 007. And I submitted the entry, and it was good for first place. I received an award in Kansas City for that. So that was my all-time best dish. I actually should recreate that on YouTube so you can see that. I was just
going to say that right now.
Now that I mentioned that, now you triggered that question, triggered me now to shoot another episode. how I did my first place USA beef martini chicken or served
That is awesome.
homage to 007, right?
And we got a bunch of alcoholics on here, so they'll
Yes.
definitely drink it.
Heavy on the vodka.
Heavy on the
Don't
vodka.
flamme the vodka. Serve it with the vodka.
Watch your
Marinate the
eyebrows.
vodka.
Watch your eyebrows.
Yeah. Now, the worst thing I have made is, gosh, I have made so many bad things. Remember I told you earlier how I started barbecue? I had no pedigree, so it wasn't like my grandpa taught me. I have so many failures in barbecue because I'm one of those people, if I fail, I'll get up and get on the horse again, repeatedly, again and again and again. People cannot believe it that I may have spent 10,000 hours cooking chicken. I know, like my kids tell me, hey, Dad, it's the work night. Why are you up in the backyard at midnight? No, I got to cook chicken one more way. So when you go to sleep and you dream of your vacation, I go to sleep dreaming about the 27 shades of chicken. But that's how
That's
OCD
awesome.
I am. So I've had a lot of failures, but with failure comes success eventually. We always say, right? You're an overnight success, 20 years in the making. Barbecue is kind of like that. So what you see me do very, very quickly, you may not be aware that potentially 10,000 hours went behind that trick. When I show you how to put a wood block underneath your brisket, when I show you how to cram the brisket within the handles of the WSM, I show you how to put the wood underneath the charcoal instead on top. All this is born from hundreds of hours of practice and study of science and food science and combined with the art of barbecue. So when I show you all these tricks on the internet, right, you say, wow, how come he thought of that? He didn't think about that. Harry painstakingly tried again and again and again until he found the winning formula. And after that, I took that winning formula to a contest, got my butt kicked, pun intended, came back, reformulated, went to the next contest. So what you see is the result of dozens and dozens of attempts to reach that pinnacle of barbecue perfection, which we call extraordinary, ordinary barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my specialty. I create extraordinary but ordinary barbecue. The analogy I want to explain is that let's say you're competing in a macaroni and cheese contest. Why is your macaroni and cheese better than the other 50 entries out there? Because it tastes like extraordinary, ordinary mac and cheese. So when I compete, my entry looks and feels the same as any other entry, but when you take one bite of that entry, there is something special about it that allows you to give me the top honors. That's how it works.
Right on. All right, cool. There's a question I usually ask other YouTubers. 3 channels you watch, one big, one small, one you think should be bigger. I don't know if this applies to you. Watch a lot of YouTube.
I watch a lot of YouTubes, and because I have a lot of interest in what people are doing. I watch some of the very, very small folks, all the way to the very, very big folks. Like you guys know I watch the Dogfather Barbecue. He's a good buddy of mine, and Alton is starting up. So I want to make sure that we continue to pass the love, because the only reason you're great is because you're standing on the shoulders of others before you.
Right.
So I think I give kudos off to folks like Baby Bang Maniac and Troy and Great Mervish who are helping others get started. And if you're on the top, remember that the only reason you're on top is because other people help you. So I want to teach people that really it's about giving back that matters. It's not all about you, because we are all headed to the same destination.
Exactly.
There's an expiration tag on your toe that you just don't have a date. So,
awesome.
The number of subscribers you have, number of grand championships you won is all irrelevant, because you never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. Why? You can't take it with you, buddy.
That's awesome.
Egyptians tried to take it with them, and guess what? All the grave robbers stole all their gold. So if you focus on relationships, building them, like today, I had a chance to meet CJ in person. We get a chance to spend a few moments together cooking barbecue. That is actually priceless. And then
You're telling me.
go out and give love, and then receive love. People always tell me, Harry, I don't feel love. Well, you're not gonna feel love because you didn't give love.
Right.
Love is a two-way street. You don't get love until you give love unconditionally. And then the last thing, before your body fades away into the ground, you have memories. So in life, so long as you're gathering great relationships, it could be a simple relationship with your spouse for a lifetime. It could be the barista who made you that perfect cup of coffee in the morning. And you just had a 5-minute interaction with that person. Make that 5-minute interaction matter the same way you make a 50-year relationship with your spouse matter. Right?
Love.
Give, receive, love, and there's no more pure way to give love than to cook food from your heart. So like today, CJ and I made these rib eyes with love. And there's $300 worth of meat in there, and we're gonna actually eat it off camera. And then great memories, because I know that CJ and Matt will remember this little time we spent together in my backyard. Long after you have forgotten about this video, but the memory of this moment, which is the perfect moment, will linger on in my mind, in CJ's mind, and everybody out there watching this video. You are gonna be able to feel our love and feel our energy even through the computer screen that you're watching this on.
Definitely. That dude, I almost teared up. I'll tell you guys. You know, everybody knows me as a big softie, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. We're coming up on the 20 minutes of this resting, so
he's hungry.
I'm hungry, and I don't want these to get cold. So, Kent, why don't you say a couple words on the way out, brother?
All right, Harry, this has been great tonight. I've loved it, and I like your lineup of your rubs and sauces in front of you. Couple quick things. Proud Souls, can you tell them what kind of butter you used on the steaks again?
Oh, good question. It was what was on sale at Walmart. You know me, I'm very process efficient and cost efficient. I'm lazy and cheap. So it's basically just the regular Walmart salted butter. So no secret recipe here.
I love it.
Okay. And Alton wants to know if you tried making the meatloaf yet from Troy's house.
No, I really enjoyed the meatloaf he made with the cream cheese stuffing. It was absolutely fabulous. We ate it at Troy's place, and in my future episode, I'll probably try to steal his recipe and do a cream cheese meatloaf. That was fantastic. Thanks.
I watched that, and that looked real good. And Alton wanted to also say thank you for the shout out you gave him on your video also.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He, one of the good guys.
Definitely.
So, yeah, that's it. Great job tonight, Harry. I really appreciate your enthusiasm and you passing on the knowledge. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
All right,
thank you, guys.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. We'll put the Hangout link in the chat, which if you can do it, will you please put the Hangout link in the chat?
He's going to be busy eating.
I'm going to be busy eating. We'll have it open, but we're going to be some filming. So anybody wants to chat a little bit in there, that's fine. But myself or Harry, we won't be paying a whole lot of attention to the chat, but I want to keep it open because that's what we do. Listen, Harry, man, you're the awesomeness. You're the best. Even with the gloved hands, it was so much fun being here. It is true. I will cherish this forever. I can't believe I was here. I hope we do more Southern California cooks and represent Southern California and California as a whole. I think this was a great time. Guys, I appreciate everybody for being here today. Matt, be ready to hit the stop broadcast, please. And
hey.
Guys, this Thursday coming up, we have Mel from Mel's Simple Meals. She will be in the hot seat. So it'll be another great one this Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here and joining along with us. We'll see you on Thursday. Take care. Have a great night.
Peace.